Hey, Noah.
Hey, how are you, Noah?
Harry and Diego, good morning. How are you?
Great.
Well.
All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the Blacklist. I am amazed. This show is coming back for a 7th season, right? 7 seasons.
7 it is.
Yeah, that's right.
I cannot believe 7 seasons. Most shows do not even stay on the air for this long, but how grateful are you both to know that this show has continued to go on throughout the years? Harry, I'll let you take the lead and answer this one.
Well, I think grateful is a very good word, in my case and in the case of all of us. How could you predict such a thing? We had a good feeling about the show, but seeing the way that the fans have responded all over the world, on the internet, in person-to-person encounters, just walking down the street, people are deeply engaged in this, and we are happy to contribute to people's enjoyment and entertainment.
Well, I think, it's not lost on any of us how special the experience is that you can be part of such a greatly appreciated world, like a show that's recognized around the world, and it has been since day one, over 6 years now. So I think it's anybody in the business, especially these days, knows that shows generally don't last this long, and we're very thankful to the fans and the people who have taken this ride with us.
Absolutely. Well, as the show has evolved over the years, are you both always impressed with what's going to happen next in each episode and character?
Yeah, I think the writers, they do a terrific job, just crafting the story and the characters and the twists and turns and, week to week, episode to episode.
Now let's talk about your characters and what we can expect to see from them in Season 7 of The Blacklist. And do you think this is going to actually be one of the biggest seasons that we will see play out on NBC? Harry, I'll let you start off with this one.
Sure, I think we get bigger and bigger, in terms of the myth of Reddington and what is involved in that universe gets wider and wider. It's a very interesting thing, to do this in 22 episodes a year. I mean, that's a lot. That's a big order. But fortunately, I think that the more that the story expands, the more creative the writers have become. And I think, that they've been able to do that in a way where we can either go broad in terms of finding new allies for Reddington, new enemies for Reddington and or the task force, but also you can dig deep and find out more about one of the characters in it. For example, this season you get to find out a little bit more about Cooper and Reddington when they knew each other in the Navy some 30 years ago. So that's very interesting. That's a kind of closing of one of the loops, and I think we have an infinite opportunity to open new loops or close old loops, and that keeps it fresh for us.
Well, I'm definitely excited to check out the new season that's going to be premiering Friday on NBC. But, let's talk about your characters. So where are we going to actually get to see these two land in the return of a new season? Because, Harry, you play Harold, and Diego, you play Donald. So, Diego, I'll let you start off on this one.
Well, I think it's more of the same. It kind of picks up where we left off, in that, that I've been withholding a little bit of information from my good friend over here, and I think that we're going to have to deal with that and see how everybody deals with that. And I know Liz let me in on her secret and some of Reddington's, and so we're going to have to start the season with trying to find him, and then also coming to terms with that new information. So it's going to be an exciting time.
Well, our first goal is to figure out, Harold, I think, is really a classic company man. I think that outside of the job, I think that takes most of his focus, and so I think he identifies with that character. But that said, our job is to get Reddington back. We find out, as you know, that he is apprehended, and we need to, job number one is to get our chief asset back in hand. And then, as I said, fortunately, this season we get to find out a little bit more about the backstory of Cooper, how he got into the life that he's in now by tracing him back to Kuwait. So it's a very interesting episode, a little something old and a little something new.
Well, be sure to catch the season 7 premiere of The Blacklist. It's premiering October the 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on NBC. Thank you so much, Harry and Diego, for joining me this morning. It was a pleasure to get to speak with you both.
Thanks, Noah.
Thank you.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.